Alright everybody, welcome back to another edition here of Monday Night Raw. How are y'all doing? My name is Dominic, of course, behind the commentary table. And we, ladies and gentlemen, are on the road to Elimination Chamber here on the go-home edition of Monday Night Raw. And we're kicking it off with the Raw Women's Championship. As that woman right there, the challenger for the title, Toni Storm, is set to make an impact here tonight against the Goliath, the irresistible force, the immovable object herself, the Raw Women's Champion, Nia Jax. Of course, this isn't the only matchup on the card, ladies and gentlemen, perhaps the most important because it is for the Raw Women's title. However, there's still plenty of action to get through tonight. We've got Kalisto taking on Roderick Strong. We have got Tommaso Ciampa taking on Shinsuke Nakamura before they challenge Roderick Strong for the United States title. We have got Seth Rollins, the Royal Rumble winner, in action in our main event against Finn Balor. And we've got so much more ahead. However, right now, Toni Storm, she only has one thing on her mind, and that is potentially taking home the Raw Women's title. That title right there that woman has basically held hostage since the injury of Asuka. Okay, Nia Jax, she won that title, I believe, back at King of the Ring when it was vacated, defeating Kairi Sane, who has since moved over to SmackDown. But Nia Jax, she has proven time and time again that she is a dangerous force, a very dominating force. And tonight, this dominating force, who seems to not care about anybody else here in the WWE, who only cares about herself, who barely even wants to show up to work because she feels as though she's just better than everybody, perhaps maybe taken down a peg when fighting, ladies and gentlemen, against the New Zealand native in Toni Storm. As there you see Nia Jax stands tall in the ring. Okay, she's going to have a hell of a fight ahead of her against the hard-headed, the heated Toni Storm. This woman that she has been battling on and off against for months. For months here on Monday Night Raw. Okay, they fought back at Super Showdown for the Raw Women's title. It was a very back-and-forth heated battle between the two women. Until, of course, ultimately, it was ruined by Shayna Baszler. However, Baszler is not here tonight. It is a one-on-one fight as Storm is taking on Nia Jax. And here we go. And you gotta think Storm, just running towards Nia Jax. You gotta think both of these women will be having their eyes peeled on the Elimination Chamber match of the number one contenders Elimination Chamber match for either the Raw or SmackDown Women's title at, of course, the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. But right now, Nia Jax throws Toni Storm into the corner, who charged at her immediately out of the gates. But it seems as though Storm now has the upper hand once again, having her in the corner. Okay, trying to keep Nia Jax in the corner right now. Not a bad strategy as she runs towards her there with the hip attack. And Toni Storm now on the offensive as we kick off this episode of Monday Night Raw with the leg drop off the middle turnbuckle. And Storm now going for the cover. One. No, and only a one count. As Nia, well, there you see, just immediately getting up. Okay, it takes a lot to damage this woman. And of course, she's a very damaging presence as she picks her up suplex position. Oh, but there you see Toni Storm. Okay, somehow gets out of it. And now, uses her momentum to take her down. 1, 2. Not only a 2 count, only 1 second away from having a new Raw Women's Champion here to kick off the show. As Storm spun around, hitting her with the backwards DDT. Then there you see those vicious headbutts that Toni Storm is known for here on Raw. Okay, the skulls colliding here on the red brand as Nia Jax is slowly trying to get up. Okay, she looks a bit rocked here, following those headbutts as Storm launches her to the outside. Of course, the champion's advantage, ladies and gentlemen. Nia Jax, if she somehow gets a disqualification or a count out, whether victory or whether defeat, she still remains the Raw Women's Champion as she launches Storm into the barricade and then into a European uppercut there. Now seems to have something in mind there. I'm taking a play out of Cesaro's playbook. My God. Just sending her into the barricade there. Absolutely devastating. launching her back into the ring. Count of 7 by the referee. Okay, the sheer power, the sheer evil mind of Nia Jax on display as she just takes her down there. Of course, Toni Storm is not looking good in the slice, and now it seems as though her head is being rammed into the mat. Okay, even though she typically uses the head as an offensive measure, it seems as though Nia Jax is trying to show her that if she targets the head, it's still not going to be a good thing for Toni Storm. As Storm, however, moves out of the way, hits her in the back, and now a slap to the face. Perhaps showing some disrespect to Nia Jax. Perhaps trying to get into the mind of Jax tonight. However, Nia throws her across the ring with Storm. Bounces out of it, but gets launched again. And there you see the power of Jax. Okay, within the span of about 5 seconds, just launching Toni Storm from one side of the ring to the other, and then to the other way again. As these two women are battling here, it's the raw power of Nia Jax versus the heart and determination of Toni Storm, in my opinion. As Storm now is trying to fight back. European uppercut there, has her on the ropes. As now she sends her to the outside. Storm, has this crazy look in her eyes. And launches herself towards Nia Jax with the running drop kick through the ropes. And Storm now sees this as an opportunity, launching her back into the ring. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we could have a new champion here. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. Over there you see Nia Jax once again just getting up. Okay, Toni Storm using some of her high-flying acumen to perhaps take down the champion. However, the champion just strikes back hard and heavy, launching her across the ring. And Storm is not looking good in the slightest. Okay, she's trying her best, and you gotta commend her for that. You gotta applaud her for that. But Nia Jax, okay, she's absolutely on fire. Okay, one punch is taking her down to the mat before immediately picking her back up. However, Storm now trying to fight back. Goes for a running clothesline. Nia Jax ducks underneath. Goes to pick her up here. And instead gets another backwards DDT. Goes for a stomp, however, she does on Nia Jax. However, Nia Jax runs towards her. And now these two women back and forth here tonight. And then off the rebound, Toni Storm takes down the champion. As finally we get a moment here to breathe. But Toni Storm now perhaps won't stop until Nia Jax stops breathing. That's how much the title means to her. And the DDT! Launching herself off the middle turnbuckle. Connecting with the DDT. Going for the cover now. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. Nia Jax being sent face first into the mat. Yet it wasn't enough for Storm to take her down permanently. Over there you see Nia Jax trying to fight back with the kick right to the stomach. And now trying to fight back hard with these strikes. Over Storm trying to fight back as well. Okay, very back and forth, not only within this feud, but within the confines of this individual match. As a headbutt there connects by Nia Jax. And it seems as though Nia is saying, hey, you're known for your headbutts. I've got a headbutt as well, and it will knock you stiff. But right now, Storm trying to get up. And she does, as she strikes back with a kick to the stomach. As now these two women are going back and forth here. It's all about the Raw Women's title, ladies and gentlemen, to kick off this edition of Raw as another headbutt connects. However, now there you see the kicks by Storm as she's trying to fight back tonight. Okay, it's for the Raw Women's title, as I just mentioned, as she connects with the big boot. However, Nia Jax just immediately gets up, gets a knee to the gut, perhaps trying to battle through the pain. Does the champion. However, the challenger is looking damn near impressive right now. And now, wait a second, has her. Storm Zero connecting. Storm Zero connecting. 1, 2, 3. No, and only a 2 count there. Just a split second away from having a new champion crowned here tonight to kick off Monday Night Raw. Yet Nia Jax somehow gets the shoulder up. And then she gets her head and collides it with Toni's. Okay, the skull's perhaps cracking there. Goes for another kick to the stomach. Perhaps trying to set it up once again with the Storm Zero. But instead she gets sent into the corner. As Nia Jax, so there you see, perhaps knocked a bit loopy here tonight here on Monday Night Raw. However, she's still trying to fight back nonetheless, picking her up into the top turnbuckle, and you do not want to be there if you're Toni Storm. I can guarantee you that. As Nia Jax, she's shown her raw power. It seems as though she's going to show the world that she can fly as well. Going up and down with the Samoan drop off the top. 1, 2, 3, and it's over. But Nia Jax, okay, having to hit her with her best possible maneuver. Of course, we've seen her hit that Samoan drop to absolutely decimate her opponents. But tonight, Nia Jax, after using her raw power, sending her into the barricade. Toni Storm trying to use her speed and agility to take down the incredibly fierce champion. But in the end, Nia Jax's raw power and size gets the job done, even after a Storm Zero. Just look at this in the replay, okay? Off the middle turnbuckle, my God. What a fall. What a collision with the ring. As there you see her, she's the Raw Women's Champion for a reason. And you just witnessed it. Nia Jax, here tonight, still the champion to kick off this edition of Monday Night Raw. Okay, Toni Storm, she tried her damnedest, and you have to applaud her for even trying. But in the end, Nia Jax just proven to be too devastating, too powerful for anybody on the Raw Women's roster. However, now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to turn your attention to what's going to be happening throughout the entire course of the night. Okay, that was only the first matchup, as tonight we're going to be watching as Roderick Strong, okay, the United States champion, is set to take on Kalisto, the man who, well, if he beat Shinsuke Nakamura in that #1 contenders match, could have been facing Strong at Elimination Chamber. Instead, it's going to be a non-title bout here tonight between Strong and Kalisto. But that's not all, okay? The old flame will burn tonight. But will Seth Rollins burn it down as Seth Rollins takes on his former rival in Finn Balor in our main event of the evening? But now, let's turn our attention to Seth Rollins and his partner, Roman Reigns. Well, apparently winning the Royal Rumble was not enough for Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, as apparently at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, they're going to be fighting Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson for the Raw Tag Team titles. I mean, we saw them fight against Gallows and Anderson last week, actually shockingly getting a victory over the champions. But it seems as though at Elimination Chamber, following that victory, if they can only do it again, Rollins is walking into WrestleMania trying to compete for the Universal title, and while holding one half of the Raw Tag Team titles. Well, I can't say that hasn't made Seth Rollins' story incredibly interesting. However, tonight it's time for an interesting matchup as Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns prepare to be competing for the Raw Tag Team titles against Gallows and Anderson, 2 of the 4 members of the club. That man, the current United States champion, Roderick Strong, is in action as he is set to go one-on-one with Kalisto. Now, of course, the main story behind this matchup is basically what could have been. Because tonight, Roderick Strong is going to be competing against Kalisto, the man who lost to Shinsuke Nakamura last week in a number 1 contenders match for the United States title. So basically, if Kalisto had won that matchup, he would have been competing against that man, Roderick Strong, for the championship at Elimination Chamber. Of course, unbeknownst to both of them, later on in the same night, Tommaso Ciampa would be added to that United States title picture due to some, well, let's just say some brutal actions by that clearly deranged individual. Okay, obviously last week attacking King Booker until he basically demanded and gave in to a United States title shot for Tommaso Ciampa, and now Ciampa's in that triple threat match against Roderick Strong and Shinsuke Nakamura. More on King Booker and his state of affairs later tonight. However, tonight, right now, the bell has rung and we're getting into it, as Roderick Strong, clearly with the power advantage, is set to take on the always acrobatic and very fun to watch Kalisto. And here we go. Okay, these two look very different indeed. Kalisto in the purple, green, blue, hints of yellow, red, very colorful outfit, I'll just say it right there, versus Roderick Strong in the gray and yellow attire that has become accustomed with any member of the Undisputed Era. Of course, 1/4 of that incredible faction is Roderick Strong, as Strong, gets up. Okay, having early control of the match here tonight, as Kalisto is trying to fight back here using his speed advantage to, well, his advantage, as he hits him there with the elbow to the face and a few strikes. However, Roderick Strong strikes back. Okay, sure, even though his last name is Strong, even though he is a very powerful competitor, he's also a very quick competitor, and you're seeing it tonight. However, I can't really name too many people who's faster than that man. One, no, only one count. Two, many people faster than, of course, the high-flying luchador, the former Lucha Dragon Kalisto. As now Kalisto, bounces off the ropes, and look at this handstand into a Hurricane Rana there. Always impressive is Kalisto, and you're seeing that on display. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. You gotta think if Kalisto were to win this matchup here tonight, well, perhaps he would have an argument for maybe even being added to that United States title match, or of course just being, seen as a much more serious competitor, as Roderick Strong takes down Kalisto. There goes for the cover. 1, no, only a 1 count. As the champion looks out towards the crowd, Kalisto gets up very quick indeed, right back to his feet. However, instead, Roderick Strong counters, hits him with a kick to the gut, goes for a chop, but Kalisto strikes back, and he's striking back hard and fast right now. But there you see Strong trying to fight back. Strong perhaps going for that backbreaker. Okay, he is the messiah of the backbreaker for a reason, but instead Kalisto catches him in a snap suplex, middle of the ring. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count on the champion. Of course, Strong is coming into this one with a lot on his mind. He's got to be thinking about not only Shinsuke Nakamura, who in my opinion is one of the most overlooked competitors here on Raw, but also the former United States champion, Tommaso Ciampa. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count out of nowhere with the Phoenix Splash. Okay, I was talking about Roderick Strong. I should have been talking about Kalisto with that incredible display of, agility there, as Roderick bounces him off the ropes, hits him with the backbreaker, trying to fight back, but there you see Kalisto once again immediately to his feet. Okay, both men battling through the pain. Okay, a Phoenix Splash by Kalisto, always impressive. However, Roderick Strong connecting there, dropping him. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. Okay, with that signature back to front suplex, dropping Kalisto there on his chest and stomach, right on the mat. However, the champion tonight, the United States champion, he's trying to make quick work of Kalisto. However, Kalisto catches the foot there, as now, wait a second, catches him, with a kick in his own right to the side of the skull of the champion. And now, goes for a cover here. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. Okay, both men have proven to be fan favorites here on Monday Night Raw. Roderick Strong one member of the Undisputed Era and the United States Champion, Kalisto, a man who has been trying to find his footing here in the singles division ever since the Lucha Dragons broke up very recently, yet in my opinion, he's done, way better than his former Lucha Dragons partner, Sin Cara, as Kalisto has quickly risen up the ranks here on Monday Night Raw to perhaps becoming a potential challenger for the United States title in the near future. Okay, following his incredible display in that number one contenders match against one of the best in Shinsuke Nakamura. However, Kalisto takes down Roderick Strong with a running dropkick here. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. Okay, both men have proven to be very, incredible here on Monday Night Raw, as now Roderick Strong gets sent to the outside and Kalisto now taunting the champion perhaps. And then he flies to the outside there, connecting, as Kalisto just launches himself into the air onto the champion. Okay, the full body of Kalisto just crashing down onto the champion. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. However, there you see Roderick Strong getting up following the kick out. Okay, just launching himself towards Kalisto there after Kalisto admittedly launched himself towards Roderick Strong on the outside. Strong picks up Kalisto, throws him across the ring. And charges at him with the rocket kick. Charges at him with the rocket kick out of nowhere. Boot to the face, and perhaps a 3 count commences. 1, 2, 3. No, and only a 2 count there out of nowhere. Running towards him with the kick right to the face. And yet Kalisto gets the shoulder up. As Strong, now the United States Champion, goes for a kick to the stomach. However, Kalisto strikes back. Launches him across the ring. Catches him. What is this? Selena Del Sol! Out of nowhere, the cover again. 1, 2, 3. No, and only a 2 count there. And Kalisto can't believe it, going for yet another cover. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count once again. Both men with an exchange of strikes and high octane action here on Monday Night Raw, and yet neither man willing to give up or stay down. However, both men also have to be thinking, how do they keep their opponent down? And Roderick Strong right now back on his feet here tonight, once again with the rebound backbreaker, the tilt-a-whirl, but Kalisto trying to fight through the pain as he sends him crashing down into the mat onto the top of his head, and Kalisto now sees this perhaps as an opportunity. And he springboards off the middle rope, flying down onto his opponent. As Kalisto continues the incredible action here, he launches the champion back into the ring. And decides to pick up Roderick Strong, perhaps seeing this as an opportunity for something. However, Roderick Strong catches him, has him up on his shoulders, here, but Kalisto fights back nonetheless. And the Selena Del Sol! 1, 2, 3, and he's done it! Sure, it may have taken not 1 but 2 Selena Del Sols, but in the end, Kalisto just pinned the United States Champion. Okay, you gotta think that Kalisto should be feeling very proud of himself here tonight. Okay, he has proven to be one of the best mid-card acts here on Monday Night Raw, and perhaps he is looking to become the United States Champion following a victory over the said champion. As Kalisto, there you see, in celebration. And why wouldn't he be? Okay, he's absolutely earned it following a very back and forth matchup here tonight on Monday Night Raw. However, I want to turn your attention, following that incredible victory by Kalisto, to the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Thursday, October 1st. You're not going to want to miss it. 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific is when it's going up live right here, where you watch all these incredible incredible shows. Of course, Monday Night Raw and SmackDown both represented within the confines of the Elimination Chamber, one of the most dangerous stipulations in WWE history. What's going to happen? Who will be champion walking into WrestleMania? Only one way to find out. Tune in to the Elimination Chamber. However, right now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to turn our attention to what some would call a dream match scenario. Oh, come on. Of course, these two men going to be challenging Roderick Strong for the United States title as Tommaso Ciampa. Apparently dragging out Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't know what happened backstage. However, I do know this. Tommaso Ciampa and Shinsuke Nakamura are meant to be fighting within the confines of the squared circle right now. But it seems as though Ciampa has decided to take that away from us, as he apparently loves to take away the joy of others. However, right now he's trying to just absolutely cave in the chest of Nakamura. Of course, these two men challenging for the U.S. title. And you gotta think Tommaso Ciampa has a strategy coming into this matchup. Okay, both men perhaps wanting to damage the other as much as possible before the triple threat for the United States title. But it seems as though Tommaso Ciampa started the fight early, as he connects there with the fairy tale ending face first onto the steel. Onto the ramp goes Nakamura in the King of Strong style. Okay, the referee's in the ring. Okay, he was expecting a match, but it seems as though Nakamura is almost unfit to compete as Tommaso Ciampa. He turns around and... Oh, come on. Oh, God, what now? Well, Tommaso Ciampa seemingly walking to the back, but it seems as though he's got something else in mind. Come on. Okay, you already ruined the matchup. Why the hell are we... Why? Why the hell is this necessary? Okay, I was expecting, in my opinion, a dream match scenario between Ciampa and Nakamura. Okay, both men are incredibly hard-hitting, but Tommaso Ciampa has proven that he doesn't want a match. He doesn't want to prove that he's better at professional wrestling than the King of Strong style. He just wants to hurt him. As he dismantles the announce table there on the top of the ramp. And you can probably guess what Ciampa seemingly has in mind here. Nakamura, he is absolutely out of it. Okay, I don't think he realizes what's about to happen as he gets knocked onto the table. And Tommaso Ciampa, oh come on, slowly picking up Nakamura. This is absolutely uncalled for. Absolutely uncalled for. Oh God! Oh, Shinsuke Nakamura gets taken down through the table here tonight. Okay, Tommaso Ciampa, the man who attacked King Booker last week, doing the same thing to Nakamura, as we quickly turn our attention to King Booker in the hospital. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you just heard, King Booker, okay, he's still in the hospital, still banged up, he's still bruised, following the attack backstage by Tommaso Ciampa last week. And you gotta think, if King Booker saw what Tommaso Ciampa just did with Shinsuke Nakamura, he'd absolutely blow a gasket. However, tonight, okay, King Booker is not here, but one man who is here tonight is that man, Seth Rollins, as he is set to go one-on-one in our main event of the evening with Finn Balor. Of course, Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, they have a long-standing history. Okay, these two men have battled before. In fact, they fought in a 30-minute Iron Man matchup back at No Mercy for the Universal Championship. Of course, Finn Balor he retained his title, but only just barely, okay? Seth Rollins, he went to go for the cover, 1, 2, and before the referee could possibly hit the 3 to perhaps gain Seth Rollins an edge so that he could continue to be fighting for the Universal title, or perhaps even be the Universal Champion as the night concludes. Before the referee's hand hit the count of 3, the match ended. The bell rung, okay, the timer stopped. And as such, Finn Balor retained and remained Universal Champion until he eventually lost it to the current champion, Adam Cole. However, Seth Rollins, he hasn't forgotten that night. He hasn't forgotten about the night where he just barely lost to that man, Finn Balor, in that Iron Man match. And tonight, Seth Rollins is looking to make sure that history does not repeat itself. Tonight, Seth Rollins is looking to defeat that man, the man who attacked him last week, to close out the show, following Seth Rollins' stare down with the current Universal Champion, Adam Cole, the man who he has been targeting. Because, of course, he is the Universal Champion after all, and he will be fighting for the Universal title. However, you gotta think, if Finn Balor somehow survived all 5 other competitors in the Elimination Chamber match, okay, if he somehow survived his partner in the club, AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, and Brock Lesnar, perhaps this matchup could be a glimpse into the future, a glimpse towards WrestleMania, because this matchup could be happening at WrestleMania if Finn Balor were to somehow regain his Universal Championship. However, tonight, Balor, you can't be focusing on the Elimination Chamber. You can't be focusing on that incredibly dangerous stipulation with the incredibly dangerous competitors within that contest. He has to focus on his opponent tonight, one of the best here on Monday Night Raw. He won the Royal Rumble for a reason, as he's going to be facing Seth Rollins as he takes him down there, okay? Hits him with that furious forearm shot, taking Seth Rollins down to the mat, as Rollins and Finn Balor with a bit of a stare off there, goes for a slap. Balor, immediately charges towards him, and instead gets picked up and taken down there. Okay, goes for a belly-to-back suplex, drops him onto his stomach there, into the mat, as now these two men back and forth immediately. Okay, we've seen before that they, realize the similarities between each other in their movesets. Okay, both men have an incredible array, of maneuvers. Only a 1 count. Okay, both men love to hit these forearms, love to hit these kicks, love to use their speed, their agility, love to hit sling blades, obviously. However, there's one key difference, and that is that Finn Balor is ruthless, while Seth Rollins still has a heart within him as he goes for a cover 1. Only a 1 count. And as I just mentioned, okay, very similar movesets. Seth Rollins grabbing the arms of Finn Balor, hitting him with that German suplex, or that belly-to-back suplex, just a few moments ago, and Finn Balor doing the same damn thing, saying anything you can do, I can do better, and that's exactly what the entire rivalry, a few months back between these two men was all about, as Seth charges towards him. Finn Balor, however, grabs him for a back suplex instead. Seth Rollins shows off his agility, countering it with the backflip, catching him off guard with the neckbreaker, middle of the ring off the rebound. Only a 1 count on the former Universal Champion, as Seth Rollins, former United States Champion, gets up. As Balor wants to go for a kick to the stomach. Seth Rollins, however, counters it, and now here we go. The hard strikes connecting, and Balor, instead gets a kick right to the stomach. These two men knowing each other very well, and you're going to be seeing a lot of back and forth action here, as Finn, charges towards him, perhaps going for a crossbody to the outside, but instead he gets a knee right to the jaw, as he bounces off the ropes there, lands hard on the mat, and Finn Balor absolutely not looking good here tonight, but Seth Rollins now looking to continue the pressure. Balor, however, countering it and catching him with the back suplex there, a snap suplex connecting. Okay, not a back suplex, a snap suplex. Sorry about that. Okay, I may have misspoken. However, neither man are really doing anything that could be labeled as a mistake, just like me with my commentary sometimes. However, tonight Seth Rollins flies up to the top and connects there with the dive on to the former champion. 1, 2, and only a 2 count. Okay, perhaps following the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, perhaps he will be champion walking into WrestleMania. However, right now, Seth Rollins, perhaps looking to help the other 5 members in that Elimination Chamber matchup. Of course, Seth Rollins, as we just learned, also has a match in his own right against fellow members of the club, Gallows and Anderson, as the leader, Balor, is fighting here tonight against Seth Rollins, who will be competing for the tag team titles, as we learned earlier on, alongside Roman Reigns. However, right now, Seth Rollins and Finn Balor coming out here alone, knowing that this is a one-on-one affair, and tonight, Seth Rollins drops him down with the suplex, bringing him back into the ring, and now Rollins connecting out of nowhere! 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. Okay, we saw Kalisto do the same thing earlier. However, Seth Rollins also showing that he has some agility with the Phoenix Splash off the middle turnbuckle. But there you see Balor gets up immediately, trying to battle through the pain as both men collided there in the middle of the ring. However, right now, Seth Rollins goes for a strike. Finn Balor, however, countering with strikes of his own right. And now, oh, wait a second, what is this? As Balor launches him to the outside here. Oh, as he connects there, flying on to Seth Rollins here tonight. Okay, Balor, sure, I may not like his attitude, but you gotta say, the things he can do in that ring or the things he can do on the outside of the ring as well is always mighty impressive and fun to see. However, Balor right now, this incredibly aggressive competitor, 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count, following the dive to the outside as he tries to pick up the pace, trying to continue the momentum here tonight. However, Balor, there you see, taking time as always to stroke his own ego, taunting Seth Rollins, now his former challenger, back when he was the champion, as Rollins tries to fight back as these 2 men are going back and forth, forearms, kicks, knees, elbows, strike after strike, blow for blow, as these 2 are now battling in the bottom left corner of your screen here tonight. Finn Balor, however, with the chops right to the chest, echoing throughout the arena, goes for a punch. Seth Rollins reverses, launches him into the corner, and now wait a second, perhaps looking to launch him into the corner again. This time, oh, with the buckle bomb as the upper back. Okay, the spine of Balor connects with the turnbuckle. 2, no, and only a 2 count there. And you've got to think people like Rey Mysterio, people like Brock Lesnar, people like Adam Cole, people like Kyle O'Reilly are watching this matchup, trying to find a weak spot in Finn Balor. But you also got to think Gallows and Anderson are watching this one closely as well, trying to find a weak spot in Seth Rollins as Balor flies to the outside, goes for a kick, and Seth Rollins rolls out of the way, goes to the outside, but Balor using that, ladies and gentlemen, to perhaps become a downfall here for Seth Rollins as he flies to the outside, goes for the cover. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count there. Finn Balor flying onto Seth Rollins once again from inside the ring, and yet when they're both back inside the ring, Seth Rollins still proves why he is seemingly unstoppable as Balor slowly waits for his opponent tonight. Seth Rollins gets up, Balor goes for a strike, instead he gets a big punch right to the gut, right to the stomach, as Rollins, however, kicks him in the stomach there, and wait a second, out of nowhere, curb stomp, out of nowhere. Okay, I can't emphasize that enough. 1, 2, 3, no, and just barely. Okay, Seth Rollins catching him with a kick to the stomach before just stomping his head right into the mat, trying to crush his damn skull. However, Balor gets the shoulder up somehow, and oh god, he just gets up immediately. And Seth Rollins stops. Seth Rollins charges towards him here, as Rollins now, wait a second, oh, almost on the receiving end of a back suplex, but instead, he gets taken down nonetheless, and the speed of Finn Balor on display, as after taking a curb stomp there, connecting by his opponent tonight, Finn Balor perhaps realizing that he has to perhaps fight on autopilot. He has to pick up the pace. He has to shift the pendulum back into his way. He has to bring the momentum, as Finn sees this as an opportunity to bring such momentum with the drop kick into the corner by Finn Balor. Oh, by Finn Balor. Hold on a second. Oh god, and wait a second. Backstage, Roderick Strong is attacking Carl Anderson. Of course, we've seen the club and the Undisputed Era battling for months here on Raw, and it seems as though Fish is going after Gallows, and you gotta think Anderson and Gallows are both getting taken down. You love to see it if you're Seth Rollins. The man is gonna be competing at Elimination Chamber alongside Reigns, and now Kyle goes after AJ Styles. Of course, both men gonna be competing in the Elimination Chamber. 1, 2, 3. Well, I was in the middle of saying that Kyle and AJ will both be competing in the Elimination Chamber alongside Cole and Finn and many others. However, Seth Rollins, okay, I was mid-sentence, and yet Seth Rollins was in mid-pinfall predicament on Finn Balor as Seth Rollins out of nowhere rolls up Finn Balor following the distraction. Okay, Balor was looking up at the Titantron watching as his fellow club members were getting absolutely dismantled by the Undisputed Era, and there you see Finn Balor. I don't think he even realizes what happened. Yet Seth Rollins, to close out this edition of Monday Night Raw, the go-home edition for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, celebrates a victory.